This is Barnstable Today. I'm Sarah Colvin. We had a busy week on Barnstable this morning, and today we're going to bring you some highlights. Barnstable Chief of Police Paul MacDonald talked to us Tuesday about a big arrest the department made over the weekend. So let's get right down to business. The man described as one of the most violent criminals in the area, the alleged leader of a group of violent drug dealers. He was back in court yesterday, and the latest charges stem from a shooting on Nautical Way in October of 2009. Can you bring me back to that incident and give me a little background on the crime?
What happened, it was late back in October, I believe 23rd or 24th. Three individuals were shot, Mr. Mullins, Randall Newell, and Mayor Bear. They were 72 Nautical Way. There was a small house party going on. Both those three individuals were outside the house. Two individuals came up from behind them, and multiple shots were fired. Nicholas Mullins was shot 5 times. Randall Newell was shot once in the foot, and Mayor Bear was also shot in the leg.
And from what I understand, Mullins is now permanently disabled due to this injuries, correct?
He is permanently disabled. He is still undergoing treatment for his injuries. He's living in an undisclosed location off Cape right now. From the very beginning, Ilya Zenov was a prime suspect in this. We talked to several individuals. We were able to identify him early on. The problem is the lack of cooperation that we were getting from all of the victims, because they were in fear because of the intimidation ways that Zenov has used in the past. So we were in constant contact with Mr. Mullins, and we talked to him several times over the last 12 months. Every time he revealed to us what happened, but he wasn't ready to testify, wasn't ready to go to court. Recently, back at the beginning of this month, we re-interviewed him again, gave us a full statement, and now felt comfortable and felt safe, is willing to go forward with the case. So at that time, we went to court. We got a warrant for Zenov's arrest. He was just released from court last Thursday on another one of our charges. After serving 60 days, he came into the PD right after a warrant was issued to us to retrieve some personal belongings, and then he was immediately arrested.
So he was out for just a few short hours, I guess.
I don't think he made 24 hours.
Zenov made the arrest rather easy for the police.
We were prepared. We were waiting for the warrant to be issued. The warrant, we sought the warrant about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It goes into the system. It finally came out about 3 o'clock. We had a team of officers, the street crime unit. They were prepared, and that was going to be their weekend task to find Mr. Zenov and bring him back in. And lo and behold, saved us a lot of time and energy. He walked right into the station. Right now, he's being held without bail, pending a dangerousness hearing, which will be held tomorrow. At which time we're going to again request no bail. 3 years ago, he was arrested at one of the Bamstable High School football games for trafficking in cocaine. A large quantity of cocaine was taken off of him in the parking lot of the high school. Subsequently, about a year and a half ago, he was arrested. I don't know if you remember the case. An older female was assaulted with a firearm at Shaw's Market on West Main Street. Zenov went into the grocery market and pointed a weapon at an older woman in there. That woman was Nicholas Mullins' mother. And that was a way of intimidating Mullins from testifying against him. He threatened the mother. He was subsequently arrested for that, and he's out on bail for that. We then got him again 3 months ago for distribution of crack cocaine, and he was served 60 days, and now he's released on that, and now we have him again for the 4th time. So he's also going to be charged as a career criminal.
A dangerousness hearing was held Wednesday in Barnstable Superior Court. Zenov remains behind bars as the court decided he was too much of a threat to society to be let out. He is being held without bail. He's due back in court August 24th. Then Cape and Island State Senator Dan Wolf spoke with us about the current state of the economy. Last week, Standard & Poor's, of course, as you know, downgraded the U.S.'s financial rating 1 notch from the AAA rating, which, of course, we have here in the town of Barnstable, to AA+, which sparked a huge slide in stocks yesterday and furthering concerns about the already grim economy. Now, as a legislator, how do you see this affecting the local economy?
Well, I think the consequences of it could be significant because we're a tourist economy. A lot of the money that is spent here is discretionary money. The good news is, I guess, as far as sort of this recent event, we're more than halfway through the summer. So, wearing my Cape Air hat for a second, I can tell you that June and July were strong months for us, and so were the first 2 weeks of August. A lot of people have already made their reservations and plans for the remaining part of this summer. So, my concerns, should this continue, go beyond that, and really, what does the next 6 months and 1 to 3 years look like if we don't show signs that our government is capable and sort of has a direction to work with the private sector and get things going again.
Just as a business owner, are you concerned? Obviously, you're concerned about the growing problem, but have you taken any steps to protect your business and make some adjustments due to the changing economic climate?
Well, I mean, up until now, in our case, we've been actually expanding and growing the business, and we've been fortunate because the type of niche that we serve, there are opportunities even in a weak economy because some of the larger carriers pull out of smaller markets, and that gives us the opportunity to go in. So in our business case, we're finding a couple of new places to fly, and we'll be starting service in the fall. But, you know, not everybody in business is that fortunate. We have assets that we can move around as markets open and close, and those are our airplanes. And we have employees who like to travel and who are somewhat flexible. So we're a bit of an outlier in the economy. And for those who sort of have hotels and motels and restaurants and retail stores on the Cape, even businesses, you know, in high tech, as the economy slows and people start to pull back, that's a concern. Now, you know, the real issue is there a structural change, or is this sort of hype and fear that is real that can drag us further into an economic, potentially even back into a recession? And, you know, I'm annoyed, like a lot of leaders are, that Standard & Poor's did this. If you look at the United States relative to the strength of our economy and other countries that still have AAA rating, we still, by a lot of metrics, are stronger than those companies. And I do not like the fact that they downgraded us, because I think it's a lot of hype, and I don't think there's real reasons why they should have done it.
And Wendy Northcross of the Cape Cod Chamber shared some good news about the Cape. Before we get into our conversation today, Melissa and I were just talking about Good Morning America's trying to kind of arrange their list of top 10 places in the U.S., and Cape Cod has made the list. It hasn't had a rank yet, but what can you just tell me what you think about that?
Well, we actually do know, as of yesterday, we were ranking in the top 4.
Excellent.
So, yeah, I think part of that's because they haven't gone through all their top 10 lists yet. But, yeah, it's very exciting because it was basically a viewer poll that put us in the top 10 list to begin with. You know, people that watched the show weighed in with their favorite pictures and stories, and they kind of sorted it out from there. And then we got a call just a few weeks ago, actually, saying that we had made this list and could they come to the Cape and do some filming. And so we had to kind of hustle together. And actually, even as late as last Friday, we were hiring a helicopter to get up in the air and get some aerial footage. So it was a little bit of a scramble, but really well worth it.
Absolutely, and some great exposure for us here on Cape Cod. We always like that.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, though, after it aired, they paired us with Newport, Rhode Island, and a lot of people were calling me throughout the day just furious that Newport got more minutes than we did. And I said, you know, guys, it really doesn't matter because there's about 5 million people watching that show, and if they want to come to Newport, that's good, too, because we're so close by. People often do both destinations in the same trip, so it's all good. It's all good.
She then discussed a plan for a possible wind turbine.
But, you know, we said we have to try. We have to do this by the books, and we have to see how difficult is it really and truly to place a wind turbine. We're also putting solar. Solar is going on the chamber roof this summer. I'm excited about that. But a turbine could be really nice because what we would do is generate power not only for the chamber but for the conservatory and for the YMCA, for 2 other nonprofit organizations that are near us would benefit from this as well.
So at this point, obviously, you said you're looking for a grant for a feasibility study. Do you have an idea of where you'd like to site the turbine?
Well, if you look at the chamber office, and sometimes people are confused as to where we are. We're right at the interchange of Exit 6 off of Route 6, and our building used to face a rotary. That interchange used to be a traffic rotary. So our building is kind of an odd angle on Chute Flying Hill and Patty Page Way facing the interchange. We have 4 acres of land there, and we're abutted by Mass DOT land, which is also multiple acreage. And we think that we have enough space to put up a turbine that is would be visible coming off of the highway for sure, but really wouldn't be visible to anyone other than them coming right onto Route 132. And of course, us at the chamber office. So we'd love to be known as, you know, take the windmill exit instead of the Burger King exit. So that's what we're shooting for.
Be sure to tune in to Barnstable This Morning each weekday from 7:30 to 9 a.m. right here on Channel 18. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.